Huzzah! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BBC Spews Live. It is the 30th of March, and I'm your host, the Angry Bootneck. How is life treating you? We've got some fantastic stuff to cover this week because, well, we've got fantastic stuff to cover every week because the world's gone completely tonto and it's impossible not to have good things to look at. Thanks to the woke for giving me endless ammunition and entertainment. You are completely off your tits, and it is a glorious gift to normal people like me who enjoy ripping the piss out of you for a hobby. All right, nice one. Cheers, lads. Who's in? Shit, there's loads of yous already. Now then. Crikey. Well, you can't all get our names up now. There's too many people. There's too many sensible people watching the Bootneck these days. I'll do the bottom 20 though. Matt, how are you doing? Hope all's well in the Navy. He's a sailor now. He used to be a Bootneck. It curls my fucking toes in disgust. But he's all right, really. Kate, thanks for moderating. Soul Rebel Arsal, Ron Morgan, Lactsy, Mr. Myrtle, Pylord, Joe. Now then, Angela Light, Kate, all right, I've done you once. Old Mega, Corn Dog, Karen Megson, James Elliott, Magical Muppet, Phil, Jeff Wedden, and Ron Morgan. Now then, right. So the first thing I want to show you, before I use this piece of fucking ammunition that I found, is lefties losing it on Sky News, because that is a fantastic little piece that I've just found, lefties losing it. And there's fucking, it's a gold mine. It's an absolute gold mine of woke stupidity. But anyway, watch this.
And it's time for lefties losing it.
This one is Jordan Peterson dismantling a shit for brains communist, and it's fucking brilliant. But I'm not going to concentrate too much on what Jordan Peterson says. I'm going to rebut it via the medium of a sneering, snooty, shit for brains BBC journalist doing what they always do, which is A, acting like a communist in public, and B, and most egregiously, embarrassing me, someone who comes from the UK, and frequently gets stopped abroad, and people say, "Oh, are you from England, are you?" And they say, "Yeah." And they say, "Oh, I watch the BBC." And I go, "Okay, this bloke thinks I'm a bell end." Innit? Yeah, cheers for that. Our reputation stands on these fucking people who put themselves out there to act as a sort of face for us. Do you know what I mean? And when the BBC is watched by tens, hundreds of millions of people probably all around the world, and everyone who works for them is an absolute clown with the IQ of a fucking processed meat product, it's extremely humiliating for me. So I hate the BBC. Let's watch this and then I will explain the crack.
Let's start with a masterclass in lefty annihilation delivered by the master himself, Dr. Jordan Peterson. Watch him school this lefty, Stephen Bonnell. I've never heard of him. He's called Destiny, apparently. I don't know. After this, he might change his name to Depressy.
Because, like, I could imagine somebody saying that, like, they don't trust, like, a large government. They think there's too much, prone to tyranny or something like that, but also be supportive of an institution like the Catholic Church, which is literally, one guy who has a direct line to God.
But they can't tax.
And
they don't have a military. They can't conscript you.
True,
right?
Yeah.
And they can't throw you in jail.
That is true.
That was good, wasn't it? Like, every time you think he's done, he puts another point in his face. Oh, it's just like the Catholic Church. He's one of these people who is a typical woke midwit who thinks he's a clever bastard. And this is the problem. I don't think I'm a clever bastard. I'm sure if I did an IQ test, I would probably be average, or maybe leaning towards slightly higher end of average. I don't think I'm a clever bastard. Definitely not. I just like to read. But the woke lot are always convinced they're clever bastards. This is why they fuck up the whole world. Because it's only when you're a clever bastard do you make mistakes. Everybody knows this. Only the experienced climber falls. Right? Everyone knows that. If you look at in the aerospace industry, for example, if you look at the bell curve for like incidents, you're more likely to cause a crash or cause an incident when you're brand spanking new or when you're mega experienced. Because when you're mega experienced, you fuck things up. You get complacent. And this is why the elite, fucking, there's an oxymoron in it, elites. As I keep saying, if the people that run the world are elite, the fucking Oklahoma National Guard is elite. Only in running the world do the dumbest fuckwits ever made, ever to walk God's green earth, get to call themselves elite. What's elite about them? They're fucking dog shit. It's like Andy McNabb calling the paedophile Boy Scout leader elite. They're not elite. They're fucking useless. But the reason they fuck everything up so badly is because of this arrogance they have. Normal working class people, like everybody in this chat, you don't think you're a clever bastard. You don't. You might think you know what you're doing, but you're not arrogant because you haven't been to some overpriced education where they fill your head with fucking horse shit and then you're convinced you're a genius. You've all seen that. You've seen the diagram as well. It's like the super genius and the caveman basically come to the same conclusions. But the fucking midwit elitists with the glasses on going, actually, they're the ones who fuck everything up. And that's why. Because blokes like this knobhead go, oh, I've got a good policy idea. And they don't even think it through because they've been to some Oxford University and they're arrogant. And that's the problem. There's only one thing worse than being arrogant, and it's being arrogant and ignorant. And that's what these cunts are. He thought he was making a clever point there, like, this'll show him. Oh, yes, the Catholic Church. And he hadn't thought it through at all. And the second a normal person, like, if I was in the pub, you'd make the same fucking point, wouldn't you? Yeah, well, the Catholic Church. Like, really? Can they arrest you? Do they take your money off you by force, tax you? You can't do anything about it, like the state can. Do they do any of that? Thick twat. It was like when I was arguing with a lefty twat and a boozer out here, right? This is a good one. He said, Donald Trump's definitely a fascist. And I said, here, I'm not saying I absolutely love Donald Trump. This is a couple of years back, so I guess I was less enamoured with the Orange Oracle at the time. I said to him, it's not like I love the bloke, but we know what a fascist is. There's a dictionary definition for a fascist. You can't just call someone a fascist when we have documented evidence of what a fascist is and does, and we have a dictionary definition of a fascist, so you can't just throw it around. I was like, Trump was in charge of the country for 4 years. He didn't lock journalists up. He didn't kill any fucking students. He didn't take anybody for a free helicopter ride. He was constantly getting hammered by the law, by the legal system, and he didn't rip up the rule back and say, fuck the law. There was nothing fascist about him. I was like, Mussolini was a fascist. Pinochet was fascistic because he did kill political enemies. Trump did nothing fascistic. The ginger comedian posed with his severed head and he did nothing to her. I was like, if you posed with a fascist severed head, what do you think the fascist would do about it? You would fucking go for a free helicopter ride, wouldn't you? So you can't call him a fascist. And this guy went, okay. He's not a fascist, but he wants to be. And I was like, oh, fuck me. So is this where we are then? Is this where we are now? Thought crimes. He was like, what do you mean? And I was like, think about it. What, normal people, again, this is a normal, streetwise, working class person, just does these basic equations in the head. And the basic equation you do is, would that argument be suitable if I was on the other side of it? And I said to him, think of it this way, right? Right-wing Republicans in America say Obama was a communist, right? And he clearly wasn't. He was a capitalist. He was a bent fucking woke cunt, but he wasn't a full-blown communist. He wasn't like as far left as AOC. And I was like, so if somebody right-wing calls Obama a communist and you say, how can Obama be a communist when he didn't seize a load of private property and he didn't dismantle all of the capitalist corporations and he didn't redistribute publicly owned companies or appropriate private companies? How can you call him a communist? And if the right winger said to you, oh, okay. he's not a communist, but he wants to be a communist. Would that argument please you? Do you think that'd be a good point? And then he had nothing. He was like, no, I suppose it wouldn't. To his credit, no, I suppose it wouldn't. But this guy is a fucking idiot, but he thinks he's a clever bastard, and that's why we're in the shit that we're in. Anyway, let's continue.
Oh, yeah.
It was a wide-ranging debate about religion, big government, big pharma, and climate change. Here, Destiny argues that we've just had the hottest year on record.
We just got another one of the hottest years on record. How many times are we going to have another hottest year on record? How many times are we going to...
Also, who does the records? I mean, fuck me, again, basic shit. Just think about it. You've all read 1984. Who does the records? There's something. Are they real records, or are they just miracling numbers out of their arsehole? You need to be critical thinking all the time. I am not, as you all know, I'm a typical fence-sitting twat compared to some of my right-wing pals in here. And I'm not 100% against every single aspect of the climate change movement. I'm like, listen, I think it must do something when you've got 8 billion people in the world and we've got 6 billion cars and, you know, there's emissions from a car can kill you, or they used to before catalytic converters. Apparently it's mega hard to gas yourself now, but back in the day, you know, if you sat in your garage with the hose pipe through your window, car's on for 20 minutes, it'd kill you. So it must do something, right? So I'm not saying I'm a total skeptic or a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but I trust my gut. And my gut is we're being manipulated by these authoritarian woke twats who just pull numbers out of their arse and say, and therefore I can tell you what you're allowed to do, where you're allowed to go, how far you can drive, how far you can fly. And as usual, because I'm an old-fashioned liberal who's increasingly becoming more right-wing out of necessity, I always lean towards freedom. Just fucking leave people alone. If you want to take the kids to Spain, fucking take them. What's it got to do with the government? These bastards want to control fucking everything. And I will not stand for it. Anyway, I'm ranting. Listen to this fucking idiot. And then I'll show you the fantastic piece of evidence the BBC provided me with.
We're going to have an increase of carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere before we're finally like, okay.
I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because it depends. The scientific answer to that question depends precisely on the time frame over which you evaluate the climate fluctuation. And that's actually an intractable scientific problem. So you might say, well, if you take the last 100 years, this variation looks pretty dismal. And I'd say, well, what if you took the last 150,000 years?
And I've saved the best for last. Here, Dr. Peterson explains what the climate catastrophists do, their communist-like compassion narrative, which is anything but. Sit back and enjoy.
I think it's pretty undeniable at this point that there is an impact on climate across the planet. I
think that's highly deniable. We have no idea what the impact is from. We don't know where the carbon dioxide is from. We can't measure the warming of the oceans. We have terrible temperature records going back 100 years. Almost all the terrestrial temperature detection sites were first put outside urban areas, and then then you have to correct. Then you have to correct for the movement of the urban areas, and then you introduce an error parameter that's larger than the purported increase in temperature that you're planning to measure. This isn't data, this is guess, and there's something weird underneath it. There's something weird that isn't oriented well towards human beings underneath it. It has this guise of compassion. Oh, we're gonna save the poor in the future. It's like, that's what the bloody communists said. And they killed a lot of people doing it. And we're walking down that same road now, with this insistence that, you know, we're so compassionate that we care about the poor 100 years from now. And if we have to wipe out several 100 million of them now, well, that's a small price to pay for the future utopia. And we've heard that sort of thing before. And the alternative to that is to stop having global level elites plot out a utopian future, or even an anti-dystopian future. And that's exactly what's happening now with organizations like the WEF. And if this wasn't immediately impacting the poor in a devastating manner, I wouldn't care about it that much, but it is. You know, I watched over the course of the last 5 years, the estimates of the number of people who were in serious danger of food privation rise from about 100 million to about 350 million. That's a major price to pay for a little bit of, what would you say, for progress on the climate front that's so narrow it can't even be measured.
I don't think the increase in hungry people on the planet is because of climate policies.
Why not?
So, yeah, first things first, he's wrong, obviously. I don't think, well, you're fucking wrong, obviously, because you're a commie and you've got the IQ of a pork pie. It's fucking, as usual, hypothetical. This is the crack. It's hypothetical help. And you all know, I like old adages, because old adages are true. Because if they weren't true, they wouldn't become a thing. If I just started, and stereotypes, right? If I just invented an adage, all Americans like watching trains, it wouldn't become a thing. Real life makes adages a thing. And a really simple one is, it's better to have one in the hand than two in the bush, right? And always, these fuckers wreck the world for hypotheticals. Like, we'll stomp all over your rights and make you fucking miserable, because in 100 years, it'll be better for people. Like, trying to use the old, trees, society grows great when people plant trees whose shade they'll never sit in. It's bollocks. It's like, you're not doing that because we don't know for a fucking fact it's going to help. We know trees will grow and give you a shade to sit in. We know that because we watch trees fucking grow. But we don't know that pissing around like this is going to do any fucking thing. But we do know it's starving people now. We know it's harming people. And even if you don't want to talk about the really bad shit, like starving people to death, it makes you fucking miserable. As the French say, joie de vivre. It's the joy of life, right? Life is for living. I want everybody who watches my channel to be fucking happy. I've not got one of these annoying... There's loads of twats on YouTube who try to make a career out of being like self-help gurus. I haven't got anything entertaining to say and I haven't got the talent to do it. So they just talk about like PTSD and suicide prevention all the time. It's fucking boring. Like, I try to help people out by amusing them, because it's like, life is worth living when you're laughing and you're socialising and you're enjoying your fucking self. And that is important. That's more important than anything as far as I'm concerned. As you all know, I live for the crack. Like, my problem is I'm almost never serious. I was always getting in this shit when I was doing my basic training, because I was always cracking jokes. Like, I live for banter. And if I'm not doing that, life is not fucking good. And even aside from the actual death and the misery and the deprivation and the hunger, this shit makes you miserable. It makes your life shit. And as I always say, wouldn't you rather live for 60 years happy than 100 years fucking miserable? It's very simple, isn't it? Life's for living. And if you get told what to do by the government all the time, and you can't take the kids on holiday when they want to go, and you can't take the kids to Disneyland, and you can't see their little faces light up because some authoritarian fucking woke cunt is telling you you're not allowed to do what you want to do, and you're not allowed to go where you want to go, because hypothetically in 100 years' time you might help the world, you can suck my fucking plums. How does that sound? You don't even need to talk about the death and the deprivation. Just talk about the misery, the unending misery of being told what you can do and where you can go and how you can live all the time, browbeaten by fucking knobheads like this bloke. But anyway, he'll sum up and then I'll show you my favourite clip of a BBC journalist providing us with the evidence I'm talking about.
Because I don't think that countries in Africa are being pushed away from fossil fuels. I think most developing
nations. Of course they are. They can't even get loans from the World Bank to pursue fossil fuel development. And
yeah, so that's the part where he's wrong, right? Where he's just fucking wrong. Oh, I don't think Africans are being prevented from pursuing fossil fuels. They are. They get pressured by us. They get denied loans. They get fucked, right? As usual, the staggering hypocrisy of these people, these managerial elites who are about as much use as a nun's minge, The hypocrisy is mind-blowing. They talk about colonialism, but that's what they're engaging in because they're telling the poor African people, no. You can't do this. You aren't allowed to do the same things that we did. That's fucking colonialism in 2024. Is it not? Is it not? We'll tell you what to do, African people. We'll tell you. Let AOC and fucking Owen Jones tell you how you should live your lives. That is colonialism. You hypocritical, authoritarian, woke scum. That is colonialism. You tell African people what to do all the time. People like me, I just say, do what you fucking like, lads. But now to do with me what you do. I don't care about the entire continent. Do as you fucking please. Just leave me the fuck alone. Same as the government. Do as you please, lads. These wankers are telling Africans how and what they should do, how they should live their lives, and how they should run the country. And now I'm going to flip over to the fucking evidence I was telling you about on Twitter, which is here, right? So watch this guy here, right? So Destiny's just been proved wrong by Jordan Peterson. But this guy here channels his inner bootneck because he gets as pissed off as I get, right? This guy is the Guyanese president getting questioned by a woke BBC journal. Well, I won't even call him a journalist. A woke knobhead who works for the BBC. A fascist, authoritarian, liberal elite fucking dickhead who thinks I'll tell the black people what to do because I know what's best for them. And I'm a good person by stomping all over an entire continent's rights. I'm a good person. Watch how pissed off this guy gets when he basically rebuts Destiny's fucking moronic ideas for me. Look at this. Watch how fucking raged he gets.
Let's take a big picture look at what's going on here. Over the next decade, 2 decades, it is expected that there will be $150 billion worth of oil and gas extracted off your coast. It's an extraordinary figure, but
$150 billion to help the people, to employ the people, to feed the people, to enrich their lives. Maybe they can have some money to go on a vacation. Wouldn't that be nice? No. Stay in crippling poverty, you cunts, because I work for the BBC and I know what's best for you. Arsehole. I don't even... like I said, it annoys me they even presume to speak for me, that foreigners will see this and then go, oh, the British, they all think they know what's best for us. We don't, mate. We don't, mate. The centre and the right, we want to leave you lads alone. Run your own affairs. It's fucking arseholes like this who think they know what's best for you. Anyway, go on. Watch him get raged here.
think of it in practical terms. That means, according to many experts, more than 2 billion tons of carbon emissions will come from your seabed, from those reserves, and be released into the atmosphere. I don't know if you as a head of state went to the COP in Dubai.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Do you know that Guyana has a forest forever that is the size of England and Scotland combined? A forest that stores 19.5 gigatons of carbon, a forest that we have kept alive, a forest that we have kept alive.
Does that give you the right? Does that give you the right to release all of this carbon?
Does that give you the right? Does that give you... I tell you what, I'd have punched his fucking face in. If I was that bloke, when he said to me, does that give you the right? I'd have flipped the chair and just wrapped it round that fucking daft cunt's face. Like, I hate these people. I hate them. The authoritarian scum. They will destroy your life if you give them the chance. Absolutely. Do you have the right? Do you have the right? We literally had the Industrial Revolution. Our ancestors built us a nice society by fucking working and producing and industrializing the country. And he's asking him, a bloke whose country's in poverty, oh, what gives you the right in his $2,000 suit? Fucking, I'm outraged on behalf of the African people. You do not know the way. That's what I'm channeling my internal fucking Nigerian. You do not know the way. I would have given him so many lefts. He would have fucking begged me for a right hook. What a cunt. What a cunt.
Does that give you the right to lecture us on climate change? I am going to lecture you on climate change because we have kept this forest alive that stores 19.5 gigatons of carbon that you enjoy, that the world enjoy, that you don't pay us for, that you don't value, that you don't see a value in, that the people of Guyana has kept alive. Guess what? We have the lowest deforestation rate in the world. And guess what? Even with our greatest exploration of the oil and gas resource we have now, we will still be net zero. Guyana will still be net zero. With all our exploration,
couple of
we'll
points.
still be net zero.
Powerful words, Mr. President. But a couple...
I'm not completed as yet. I am not finished as yet. I am just not finished as yet. Because this is the hypocrisy that exists in the world. The world in the last 50 years has lost 65% of all its biodiversity. We have kept our biodiversity. Are you valuing it? Are you ready to pay for it? When is the developed world going to pay for it? Or are you in the pockets? Are you in the pockets of those who have damaged the environment? Are you in the pockets, are you and your system in the pockets of those who destroyed the environment through the Industrial Revolution and now lecturing us? Are you in their pockets? Are you paid by them? Are you paid to keep their
Mr. President.
Quality, that, isn't it? Because he is rightfully, that is what you call righteous fury. Like, he's like, you cheeky bastard. You cheeky bastard. I'd be less offended if I came home from work and I found him shagging my missus on the living room fucking floor. I think he was surprisingly reserved. I'd have went mental. I'd have said, here, you scrawny, geggy fucking sack of rats. You've got 10 seconds to get out that fucking door and get your ass to the airport and get on a plane. Or I'm going to have 50 of my men stake you to the floor outside the local gay bar and let them fucking bum you till your head falls off. You absolute rat. You absolute rat. This is what I'm talking about. So I hope I've neatly summed up there in a mere 28 minutes the appalling, mind-melting hypocrisy, racism, authoritarianism, staggering, mind-melting, all of those things of the BBC and the managerial elite. Absolute fucking disgusting behaviour. I'm watching the is it Guyanese, do you pronounce it? The Guyanese president absolutely mash him is fantastic. So yeah, good that, innit? And I don't know who the woke twat is in there, but he can suck my plums. How's that sound? Yeah, brilliant that, innit? So the Guyanese president, love that. Absolutely schooled that knobhead. What do you reckon? Did a better job than Jordan Peterson, really, didn't he? Because Jordan Peterson was just using facts and logic. But this guy it was righteous fury. Like, righteous fury. Just like fucking flipped out on him. It is racism. When a white, woke, middle-class Guardian reader always thinks he knows best when talking to the president of an African nation, it is racism. Destiny is prejudiced because he thinks, no, I'm a white middle-class arsehole from America. Let me tell you how you should be. They think they know better than them because they think they're thick. And individualists like me who aren't commie fucks, we don't think that we're better than everybody. Working class people don't think they're better than everybody because we're always questioning. You learn that wisdom on your grandparents' knees. Question everything. Don't trust people. You got to be streetwise. You got to be smart. We don't think that, but they do. Every time they meet a black person, they think, I definitely know more than this person. And we don't. Absolute rat. So, yeah, good that, wasn't it? Anyway, what other good news have we got for the week? Shall we have a look? There's got to be some good shit on the BBC. It is called the BBC Spews after all, so I suppose we should check in. Let's have a look. The NI Deputy First Minister. Oh, fucking here we go. Former party leader charged with it. What? What, a politician being a sexual deviant scum? Surely not. Surely not. I'm not having that. An Iranian TV host station faced threats. Oh no, how terrible. Sir, of course he's a sir. Of course he's a sir. Absolute rat. Of course he's a sir. They're all sirs. Military can't be used to house Afghan escapees. Yeah. 38 of them will be from fucking Morocco, won't they? You know how that goes. They finally found that bloke I made a video about. A 19-year-old man has appeared in court charged with attempted murder after a man was stabbed on a train. Raheem Thomas from Beckham, South London. Yep, of course he is. Also charged with possession of an offensive weapon. Yeah, that was like a medieval fucking weapon, not an offensive weapon. So they caught him. Brilliant. Love that. Rickshaw destroyed in Fyneen and Buckingham Palace. Who cares? Oh, I'll tell you what I can show you. That's not even... It's not on the BBC, but it made me laugh. Joey Barton's kicking off again about birds on Sky, who know absolutely fuck all. And I seen a class retweet of Harry Enfield, who I think a lot of you guys are probably... Well, no, because most of you are probably about my age, but the younger ones won't know Harry Enfield because he was on telly when I was a kid. But this comedy skit he made was extremely prescient because it was... it's like he knew Joey Barton and the viewing public was going to be raged about grossly incompetent diversity hires. And again, as I've said about this, it's not sexism because Joey Barton and me aren't saying that every single woman can't be a good commentator. He hasn't said that. He said there are good ones, but they don't hire them. Steve Warren sent me a super sticker. I can't see that. That's weird. Thanks, Steve. Cheers, mate. Rest assured, I will spend this on cheap booze. Thanks, mate. He's not saying all women. Gordon McQueen's daughter's good. And Ellen Chamberlain was good. But they get, because they need to get these diversity quotas, they get like random followers of the religion of pieces, or they get like some African woman, and they don't know anything. They've never spent any time on a football pitch, and they haven't got a fucking clue. They're just spewing gibberish. And this made me laugh because it reminded me of this bird that Joey Barton was waffling about. In fact, we'll do it in that order.
Yeah.
Listen to this absolute waffle.
Yeah, he's also...
Absolute waffle, right? I told you, lot, even when I was mega into football when I was a teenager, I never really liked Match of the Day because they used to waffle so much shite. I used to just watch the game, watch the highlights, and then as soon as I started talking bollocks, fuck off to the kitchen, make a cup of tea, ring a kebab, whatever I was doing that night. Like, I didn't used to like the talking. And when they went on strike that one time and they just played the games with no interspersed bollocks, it was better. But compared to this shit, it was 10 times better. At least Matt Letizia saying, oh yeah, what he could have done there is slid it down the wing and then maybe crossed it in for a header at the back post. That was kind of boring. But look at the fucking drivel they're putting on Sky Sports now. Honestly, listen to this shit and imagine sitting there with your dad and a can watching the footy. Imagine listening to this for 2 minutes when you just want to watch some football.
Yeah, he's also now informed Bayern Munich that he will be staying at Leverkusen, as was expected. I don't think the news has been any surprise to Liverpool. They've got quite a good relationship with Xabi Alonso, with his entourage, his inner circle. They know his character, and they've actually been very private about how they're going about their pursuit of Jurgen Klopp's successor. They had to take a shot at who Klopp...
All right, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. 30 seconds is long enough. You get the fucking gist, right? Oh, they know his entourage and his feelings and let's talk about his inner circle. Who gives a flying fuck? His inner circle. Anyway, in response to that clip, abject stupidity for 2.5 minutes. I love the end bit. Where's the bloke? We talked to a bloke about football. Get the bloke, love. And then at the very end, 2 sugars. It's fucking brilliant, that, isn't it? And that's my point. Like, it's fine. And I'm sure most women will laugh at it because it's like, the joke's on the men, really, isn't it? This is another thing the woke always get wrong. They always they're so fucking thick. They always attack the wrong side. Like, a bloke will make a joke that they call racist, and they're actually mocking racist people who are ignorant enough to think a certain way about someone just because they come from a certain part of the world. The joke there is on the blokes, isn't it? Because what you're saying is, these blokes are so ignorant, they don't think any woman can possibly know anything about football. Right? That's the fucking joke. And any woman in this chat, because there's normal people and they don't read The Guardian every day, finds it hilarious. Oh, that's a good bit of comedy, taking the piss out of them stupid men. But if fucking some militant feminist like Laurie Penny, what's that? She'd freak the fuck out. Dr. Shola Muggy Buggy Shuggy, you'd see that and go fucking mental. Oh my God, it's the patriarchy. Because you're just thick. You're just thick. Don't know what else to say to you. Women know your place. Yeah, that was good. But anyway, that was mint. Joey Barton's class. He goes to town on this shit. Look, finally some quality. I thought this was very insightful. This is a world-class bit of analysis from someone who has experienced what it's like to have a lot of football come inside her, and she uses it to great effect. That's what he's basically saying there, is she's obviously shagged her way onto the television, which I don't fucking doubt for a second. She's seen more pricks than the second-hand dartboard this one. Because she must have done. How do you get a job like that if you know nothing about football? Nothing. It's a solid hypothesis, is it not? What's this? Oh yeah, Barton suing. I hate Jeremy Vine so much. What a wanker. You can't move for watching blokes kiss now, can you? You can't move. I told you last time I rang my dad, he went mental. I don't ring my dad that often because I'm a man, you know. I only ring home if I need to lend something, if I want to borrow a power tool. But I rang my dad and he said, I tell you what, son, I can't turn the telly on for 2 fucking minutes without watching 2 blokes kissing. That's his number one pet peeve. You can't turn the telly on go 2 minutes without seeing 2 blokes kissing. A tenner off, Joe. Thanks very much, Joe. Much appreciated. YouTube constantly demonetize all my shit, by the way. For those of you that think I'm now rolling in it because I've monetized my channel, and even that was kind of annoying because YouTube grew it only after I monetized it. Please don't think that I'm rolling in cash because most of my shit gets demonetized. I'm constantly appealing this shit. And then often I win the appeals, but it's 2 days after it's been up and then nobody's watching it. So I do appreciate it. It motivates me to keep doing it. Thanks, Joe. Let's talk about that for a little bit, actually, because that irritated me. So for those of you that don't know, I'm not trying to be a hypocritical prick. I said I wouldn't monetize my channel. And for 3 years, it didn't grow. I basically spent 3 years fighting uphill the entire time. Because the woke lefty arseholes who run the fucking platform purposely shadow ban and silence anybody who isn't a woke lefty arsehole. And then when they sent me an email, because money talks, and said, if you open your channel up for memberships, we'll send you $1,000 as a gimme. So I went, okay then. And it turns out that's the best thing I've ever done, because the dirty, cheeky, sneaky rat bastards, the second I turned my monetization on, they've started showing shit to the public, which didn't happen for over 3 years. I've made more subscribers in the last 2 months than I made in the 3 years previously. So the wankers obviously doing it on purpose, aren't they? Arseholes. Yeah, they don't exactly. And have you seen how many talentless shit for brains woke lefty arseholes have got massive YouTube channels? Because they promote and amplify them. Every time I go on YouTube, I'm right wing now, and every time I go on YouTube, they fucking show me shit by Owen Jones. Why would I want to watch that shite? Does me head in. So that's why I just wanted to explain that it's irritating. Even that, I made $1,000 off him. it's very irritating because it proves that they shadow ban normal working class people with normal opinions, as usual. As usual. They just fuck us. It's like a form of class warfare and all, isn't it? Like, so I've been ranting about that there. How, like, they're all mega racist because they think they're in charge of black people and they should tell Africans what they can do. And they always think they're cleverer than Africans. Well, they're also anti-working class, aren't they? And they're going about how oh, we're helping the poor, don't you know? Oh, yes, I'm helping the poor because I read The Guardian. They fucking hate the poor. I'm working class and they fucked me. And you're working class and they fuck you. And if you want a council house, you can't get one, so they're fucking you. And if you need to use the NHS because you can't afford Bupa, they're fucking you. Everything they do, the hypocritical scum, is fucking poor people and minorities and the hungry and the homeless. And everything they say, they do the exact opposite of. These fucking people are worms. And that's why I keep telling you, don't stand for it. Don't let them talk down to you. Don't let them belittle you. They are not your equal. They think themselves your betters. They are not. The woke lefty elites, the BBC journalists, the Guardian readers, they are not your equal. They are lesser than you in every way. They haven't got your heart. They haven't got your spirit. They haven't got your sense of humour. They haven't got your compassion. They haven't got your honesty. The hypocritical liars, authoritarians, tin pot dictators who use the power of the state to force their opinions and their will onto you because they can't achieve it themselves. Owen Jones is a lesser man than me. If he tried to force himself on me in person, I would fold him up like a deck chair and knock his fucking block off with ease. With ease. I'd give him so many lefts he'd beg me for a right. I'd hit him so fast he'd think he was fucking fighting a gang. There'd only be 3 hits, me hitting him hitting the deck, and the fucking ambulance hitting 90. That's what had happened with almost all of these people. But they use the power of the state to oppress you because they know they couldn't do it themselves. That's why. They are awful. Do not let them talk down to you ever, because you are better than them. Always. Anyway, I guess we'll call it there. That's a good time to end, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Twice he's had to resubscribe in a month. It keeps unsubbing me. This is what I'm talking about. Absolute knobheads. I'll tell you what, we'll do one more story because I've rested my vocal cords a little bit this time because we've watched some videos. Someone throw me a story in the comments what you want me to comment about. Anyone got any good ideas? Anyone seen anything interesting go on this week that you've thought, I'd like to see the Bootneck rant about it? Anything? Shit bunny. No. The bridge. Oh, the bridge. Yeah, that is funny. All right. Let's see if there's anything on the BBC about container ship. Container ship, BBC. There we go. Right. So, I fucking knew what was going to happen with this. I knew it. I almost made a video about it the day before, but I got sidetracked by talking about something else. The company that caused this crash is obsessed with DEI shit. And you've seen me, I've made loads of videos about it. The planes, the fact that like Boeing and Lockheed and all the aerospace companies have been hiring people that are clueless and have no fucking... It's like the football woman. 2 sugars, love. It's like the football woman. No idea what she's talking about, but she's a DEI hire. That's what happened here. I guarantee it. The company involved in the collapse aggressively pushes wokeism on social media. So I guarantee the fuckers that were in charge of that ship, the captain of that ship, I did less training than the Somalian pirate of Captain Phillips. The captain of that ship will have been like, yo, I am the captain now. He'll have had no fucking clue what he was doing. I guarantee it. Doesn't know right from left or port from starboard. Fuck it. Mashes into a bridge. These people are fucking useless. That's what causes all this shit. Did you see the leaked audio as well? It was like, you bloody bastard. Fucking. So you know what happened there? You know what happened there? Obvious. 6 presumed dead after DEI bridge collapse. That's what it should say. DEI bridge collapse. He probably was. He's probably like Stevie Wonder. And I've told you, like, I'll repeat the story because it's been a year or two since I mentioned it. There's a lot of new people here. I was on a plane once, a train in the UK about 10 years ago or something. And the ticket collector was blind. Like, I swear to God, I'm not making it up. Not fully blind, but you know when the proper fucking boss-eyed. Like one eye's like half open and the other one's like weird and they're like looking in, like proper, something seriously wrong with his eyes. Maybe he had like 80% vision. And when he's checking tickets, like the sole part of your job is to be able to read tickets, right? And the bloke coming down checking tickets was fucking blind. I used to pass him a ticket and he's got eyes like a shithouse rat. He's got to put the ticket under his fucking nose like that. Tickets, please. There you go, mate. Basically, can't fucking read a ticket. And he's the ticket collector on a train. And then, as I was joking about this with my mate, saying, fuck me, you'd think the one job requirement when you're a ticket inspector on a train is to have functioning fucking eyeballs. It's the one job. And as I was joking about it, having a laugh, the fucking announcer came over the tower who tells you where you're going. And it was like, hello, welcome, my grey wet on the next station is a lead at the next Middleborough. I was like, what the fuck is going on in this train? So they've got the bloke with no eyeballs doing the ticket inspecting, but with perfect diction. And they've got the bloke who can't speak a fucking word of the Queen's doing the fucking announcing on the tannoy. I was like, swap jobs for fuck's sake. The bloke who's coming around checking the tickets was like, oh, hello, gentlemen. Would you like to show me your ticket? It's like, perfect diction, no fucking eyeballs, swap jobs. Simple as that, right? And that's what's gone on with the bridge collapse. Have you got eyeballs? No. Do you want to be a captain? Have you got eyeballs? No. And I've got stumps for holding the fucking steering wheel. You can be the captain. Fucking what a world we are living in. It's if nothing else, it's hilarious. It's hilarious, and that's why everybody's going to shit. Everyone's getting raped and stabbed and blew up because nothing works, nobody's competent, and it's all by design. So there we go. Neatly tie up with that. That's why you shouldn't allow these people to talk down to you, because they're fucking up the entire world and judging you for it. It's mental. All right. Anyway, we'll call it there. I've nearly finished my pint, so I'll get another one. 872 in the chat on my screen. I think that's a new record. No, maybe not. I think I've had 900 before. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. Thanks for the super chats and the constant support. It's what motivates a gobshite like me for continuing this gig. In my spare time, because I still work for a living. So yeah, it's very much appreciated. Thanks for tuning in, liking and sharing and all of that bollocks. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Keep smiling. Gallows humour is all we've got left. Cheers. See you later. Take it easy.